Someone exactly like Viviana. She lives on a normal suburban street in a houses built in 2014. She drives a quiet 5-year-old Honda Accord with a small scratch on the door. Her clothes come from basic retail stores during end-of-season clearance sales. She never posts luxury vacation photos or brags about high stock returns online. Her neighbors assume she lives paycheck to paycheck like everyone else on the block. They think her modest lifestyle means she is just scraping by each month. But if you looked at her private bank statements, you would be shocked. Viviana has accumulated a net worth of $1.4 million quietly. She did not win the lottery or inherit millions from wealthy elderly relatives. She simply follows 10 strict behavioral rules that invisible millionaires quietly practice every day. Most people walk right past these rules because they look completely boring outside. But ignoring them is the exact reason most households remain stuck financially forever. Today, we are uncovering the 10 rules of stealth wealth that changed Viviana's life. These rules turn normal middle-class incomes into total financial independence without public flex. Rule number 1 starts with a rule so simple, most people laugh at it. They ignore it completely, until they realize how much cash they lose every year. Let us break down how Viviana bought back her freedom behind closed doors. Pay close attention to rule number 4 because it flips common logic around. Here are the 10 rules of stealth wealth that actually build quiet security. Rule number 1 is the cap on visible consumption. Viviana capped her housing and car expenses at 30% of her baseline income, not her total take-home pay. While her coworkers upgraded to $45,000 SUVs as soon as they received 5% promotions, Viviana kept driving her paid-off sedan. That single decision saved her $640 every month in principal and interest, plus another $80 in reduced auto insurance premiums. She directed that combined $720 into a total stock market index fund yielding 10% historically over 30-year spans. Over a decade. That single choice alone added over $147,000 to her liquid balance. Most people trade 12 years of financial freedom for a slightly newer dashboard screen every 36 months. Rule number 2 is the invisible raise protocol. Whenever Viviana receives a merit increase or annual performance bonus, she never lets that cash touch her primary checking account. If her salary increases by $400 a month, she immediately updates her automated retirement contribution. $320 goes straight into her accounts before her paycheck hits her bank. She allows herself $80, exactly 20%, for lifestyle enjoyment so she never feels deprived during the process. By automating this structure, her baseline living expenses remain fixed while her investment rate climbs automatically year after year. She avoids lifestyle creep entirely without needing daily willpower or tracking every single dollar manually in spreadsheets. Can you guess what happens to her savings rate after 7 years of applying this rule? It jumped from 10% to nearly 42% without changing her daily happiness at all. Rule number 3 is buying durability over status symbols. Look at Viviana's daily wardrobe. She owns 3 high-quality jackets that have lasted 6 seasons rather than 20 cheap fast fashion pieces. She calculates every purchase using cost per wear math rather than looking strictly at the upfront price tag. A $400 pair of resolable leather boots worn 500 times costs 80 cents per wear. A $70 pair of synthetic shoes that disintegrates after 20 wears costs $3.50 per wear. The cheap option actually costs over 4 times more while looking worn out almost immediately. Stealth wealth principles prioritize buying things that last decades rather than items designed to be replaced next season. Rule number 4 is maintaining a non-negotiable cash cushion in high-yield accounts. Viviana keeps $25,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account earning 4.5% annual percentage yield. That account generates nearly $93 every month in pure interest without taking on stock market risk. When her home air conditioning unit broke during a humid July heat wave, it cost her $2,400. Her neighbors put similar repairs on high-interest credit cards at 24% APR, paying over $600 in extra interest fees over 2 years. Viviana simply wrote a check from her yield reserve without experiencing a single spike in cortisol or worry. Having liquid cash transforms terrifying financial emergencies into minor administrative inconveniences that are handled within minutes. That peace of mind is the true definition of real wealth, not driving a leased European luxury sports car. Rule number 5 is refusing to participate in social signaling matches. Viviana attends neighborhood gatherings where people talk about their expensive kitchen renovations and $4,000 vacation packages. She listens politely and asks friendly questions without feeling any urge to match their spending stories or prove her own balance. She understands a fundamental financial truth. Spending money to look rich is the fastest way to become significantly poorer over time. Every dollar spent on an unnecessary kitchen island or flex vacation is a dollar that stops working for your future retirement. The person spending $60,000 to impress casual acquaintances is trading $300,000 of future compound growth. When you stop needing validation from people you barely know, your personal savings rate skyrockets almost overnight. Stealth wealth is built on self-worth, not external validation or social media applause. Rule number 6 is mastering the 3-tier investment strategy. Viviana does not gamble on volatile individual stocks, crypto trends, or high-risk options trading setups you see on social media. She splits her investments across 3 simple buckets, maxing her tax-advantaged accounts first, then building her taxable index funds, and maintaining her cash buffer. First, she fills her employee-matched 401k to capture every dollar of free company money available to her. Next, she contributes the maximum $7,000 annually into a Roth IRA where her gains grow completely tax-free forever. Finally, any leftover investment funds flow straight into broad market S&P 500 or total market low-cost index funds. This unsexy investment approach requires less than 10 minutes of maintenance every quarter, yet outpaces 90% of active professional fund managers over 15-year periods. Compare that to someone spending 20 hours a week trading stocks, only to end up underperforming a simple index fund after paying short-term capital gains taxes. The wealthiest people build systems that generate massive wealth while they sleep, working 0 extra hours for it. Rule number 7 is treating subscriptions and recurring fees like leaks in a wooden boat hull. Viviana audits every recurring charge on her bank statements twice a year without exception. She noticed 3 forgotten streaming platforms, a premium app subscription, and an unused gym membership totaling $87 every month. That looks like a small amount on a daily basis, less than $3 a day. But $87 invested monthly over 20 years at an 8% return builds into $51,900 of real compound wealth. She canceled them in less than 6 minutes, plugging that financial leak and redirecting the capital into her investment portfolio immediately. Most households lose between $100 and $300 monthly to ghost subscriptions they rarely use or completely forget about. Rule number 8 is mastering the art of the quiet side income stream. Viviana does not brag about her extra earning channels at work or post about her hustle on social channels. She spends 6 hours a week consulting in her industry online, generating an extra $1,400 every month after setting aside proper taxes, rather than using that extra money to upgrade her wardrobe or go out to expensive dinners. 100% of that income goes straight to investments. That single $1,400 monthly stream adds $16,800 per year directly into her compounding accounts. In just 8 years, that quiet secondary income stream creates a separate portfolio worth over $200,000 on its own. She keeps her day job income for normal living expenses and uses her secondary income strictly as an accelerated wealth building engine. Rule number 9 is keeping personal finances completely private from family and social circles. Viviana never shares her net worth figures, bonus amounts, or account balances with friends or extended relatives. Money causes weird social dynamics, and broadcasting high savings often attracts unwanted requests for loans, awkward expectations, or quiet resentment from peers. When family members discuss financial struggles, she offers helpful advice or practical support, but never flexes her financial cushion or bank balances. By keeping her wealth invisible, she protects her personal relationships from financial tension and keeps her lifestyle grounded and authentic. It is far easier to build massive net worth when you are not managing other people's expectations or dealing with unwanted financial pressure. Rule number 10 is optimizing for time freedom over physical possessions or status items. Viviana measures her financial progress by how many years of basic living expenses she has stored away in liquid accounts. She knows that every $12,000 she saves gives her roughly 6 full months of complete freedom from workplace stress or forced employment. If her company restructures or changes management, she does not feel panic because she holds 6 full years of living expenses tucked safely away. That gives her unbelievable leverage, calmness in negotiation, and total mental peace that money spent on luxury items can never buy. While her peers live in high-stress debt loops to maintain luxury appearances, Viviana operates with total autonomy and zero financial fear. She can take a 6-month sabbatical, switch careers, or handle family needs without asking anyone for permission or taking on high-interest loans. That total freedom of choice is the ultimate prize of practicing stealth wealth in a world obsessed with showing off. Let us look at what happens when you compare Viviana's stealth wealth habits to her neighbor Marcus, who earns the exact same $85,000 salary. Marcus drives a new leased truck costing $780 per month, plus high full coverage insurance rates. He buys coffee daily, dines out 4 nights a week, and upgrades his smartphone every time a new version launches with minor features. On paper, Marcus looks far more successful than Viviana. His lawn looks fancy, his vehicle sparkles, and his wardrobe looks expensive. But behind closed doors, Marcus carries $14,000 in credit card balance at 22% interest and has less than $1,200 in savings. One unexpected medical bill or sudden layoff would completely collapse his entire financial lifestyle within 30 days. Meanwhile, Viviana's quiet portfolio generates over $60,000 every year in pure investment growth, completely independent of her daily job. She is approaching the tipping point where her money earns significantly more each year than her active working salary. That is the power of choosing stealth wealth over visible consumption, real security over superficial approval from strangers. Most people stop here because changing lifelong spending habits feels uncomfortable or socially awkward at first. The ones who don't stop are the ones who buy back their personal freedom permanently and break the generational debt cycle forever. You do not need a 6-figure salary or an inheritance to begin building your own stealth wealth portfolio today. Start by choosing just one rule from this list, like automating your next merit raise or auditing your ghost subscriptions tonight. Small. Boring financial choices made consistently over 5 years create completely life-changing outcomes that nobody sees coming. The next rule is the one nobody talks about, reevaluating how you view everyday food and dining expenses. Cooking simple meals at home saves the average American household over $4,000 every single year in unnecessary markups. Viviana spends 20 minutes prepping simple lunches for her work week, saving $15 every single workday over buying takeout salad. That equals $300 per month, or $3,600 annually, invested straight into her compound growth index funds. Over 15 years, that simple lunch prep routine builds into over $100,000 of real net worth. Compare that to someone who spends $20 daily on fast casual dining because they think meal prep takes too much time. Building wealth is rarely about giant, heroic financial moves. It is about winning tiny daily decisions consistently over long periods. When you combine simple meal prep, automated index investing, and driving paid-off vehicles, your net worth snowball becomes unstoppable. You begin to notice a shift in your daily mindset. Financial stress disappears and is replaced by quiet confidence. You stop caring about keeping up with social trends or impressing coworkers with new purchases or trendy gadgets. You realize that real wealth is not about what you buy. It is about what you keep and how much freedom you own. The first decision takes about 11 minutes. Audit your bank account right now and cancel every unused subscription you find. Redirect those saved funds into an automated high-yield savings account before you wake up tomorrow morning. Then commit to allocating 50% of your next salary increase straight into your retirement index funds automatically. 5 years from today, you will look back at this moment as the day you chose quiet freedom over superficial status. Your future self will thank you for making the boring, unsexy choices that built true financial security behind the scenes. The choice is entirely yours. Keep spending money to look wealthy, or start building quiet wealth in secret starting today. Viviana made her choice 8 years ago, and it completely changed the trajectory of her life forever. Now it is your turn to take control of your financial destiny and build lasting security quietly. The only question left is whether you start this week or keep waiting while another year passes by.